I'm getting jacked up
He stinks.
about Bryce Young. First day of OTAs today. Bryce Young was taking a lot of snaps with the first team offensive line. Frank Reich, new coach of the Panthers. 10 out of 10 control. Just complete control. Poise. You could tell the way he was seeing it, the way he was working through progressions, accuracy in the throw, ball placement of the throw. It was all very good. The news about Bryce Young, every single time I see it, is positive. He processes information, as we said. We know the S2 scores faster than everyone else. The Panthers have already come out and they're saying, we can throw more information at him than any rookie we've seen before. He looks great every single day. Great accuracy. I am all in on the Bryce Young hype. I know that's only rookie camp and OTA's first day today. But this guy, I'm telling you, he's a winner.
No, he's not.
He's a winner. I know you're going to say he's not, but he is. He's going up against the greatest defense possibly ever in the history of college football with no receivers.
I've never once seen a bad review during rookie camp ever. Everyone's great in rookie camp.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this guy's just going to cook. Yeah, I've seen it a million times.
I'm telling you right now.
What's the hype? It's the same story. I'm sure Sam Darnold was great too in rookie camp.
Has the magic element to him. And this is the superpower that we've seen. This is the superpower. You know, an ESPN article came out, and I believe it was their new offensive coordinator, correct, Ziggy? Thomas Brown?
Yeah, straight from the Rams.
And he said, what's great about Bryce and what they're trying to make sure they don't take away in the offense that they're teaching him this year, which is very similar, Ziggy will mention this, to the one that he ran at Alabama. They don't want to take away his superpower, which this guy has a feel for the game. He has that sixth sense. I've said it before, a little bit that you see like guys like Patrick Mahomes have, where he's able to get outside the pocket. He feels pressure differently than most quarterbacks, and he can make plays, magical plays, when chaos ensues.
He's a Muppet.
I love Bryce Young, and I love what I'm seeing. I'm sorry, Ziggy. Go ahead.
It's good you say that about Bryce Young, because I just found a few more quotes about him. This is from one of the coaches of the Carolina Panthers talking about Bryce Young. He said that Bryce Young didn't look hesitant. He wasn't firing balls into the ground. He threw some zingers right on the money, and it looks like this is going to be a great season if he continues at this rate.
I love it.
That's not about Bryce Young. That's about Jamarcus Russell on his first day in OTAs.
Yeah, yes. Thank you, Ziggy.
Yes. No. Like, hold on, though.
I have not once heard a bad review during OTAs.
I can tell you a bad review. I can tell you a bad review. How about when Jamarcus Russell was handed a tape to go watch, and he went home, didn't play it, came back. They said, Jamarcus, what do you think of the tape? He said, oh, very good, very good. You know, I processed all of it. There's nothing on the tape. There was nothing there. You could tell immediately that his work ethic. Jamarcus Russell had red flags all over the place.
Oh, well, in his OTAs the next year, they talked about how much his work ethic had improved and how they really thought he was going to be a hard worker.
But there were red flags. There are no red flags.
I bet you Ryan Leaf had a great OTA review.
Oh, there's a red flag with Bryce Young.
What you're going to say his size?
Yeah, of course that's a red flag. There's never been anyone successful at his size. And look.
What are you doing with Drew Brees?
It's the Bama QB room. It's a dark hole.
Drew Brees was 2 inches taller than him. I mean, no, look. I get that the Panthers are the perfect offense for him, right? You look at what he did well at Alabama, and it was basically all 11 personnel, a lot of bootlegs, a lot of play action. Mm-hmm. And then you look at who they bring in to be the offensive coordinator, Thomas Brown from the Rams. Rams ran 11 personnel, 87% of their plays last year, led the NFL by like 20%. So like it's definitely a good fit for him, and they're trying to do their best. But I'm still worried about Bryce Young, and the fact is, the concerns people have about him aren't concerns that are going to come up in a no pads, no contact throwing session. Everyone knows he can throw the ball well. We're just not going to know what this kid's got until you start seeing some joint practices later. But for now, at least he's showing up. At least he's throwing the ball well. And he's in an offense that'll help him out.
I think he stinks. I think the Bama QB room is a black cloud.
Except you don't count Jalen Hurts.
He's Oklahoma. They told him to kick rocks, and he goes to Super Bowl, and Tua is now brain dead. We've seen a million QBs come out of Alabama. McCarron, he's fantastic, national champion.
Yeah, but he wasn't drafted in the first round.
Greg McElroy, he was good.
But there was no NFL hype for McElroy.
Greg McElroy was a 7th round pick. No one thought he was going to be good.
Alabama QB.
But there's differences between the hype of McElroy and McCarron versus Tua and Hurts.
Alabama's the best team in the country every year. They throw to wide receivers who have miles of separation. And
Bryce Young's receivers did not have miles of separation last year. I don't know what Alabama football you were watching.
He lost the 2 good teams he played all year. You look at his receiver gets hurt, he gets murdered in the championship. And then he has no receivers this year, and he has 2 losses.
Come on, you got to give him. Can we break it down the championship and then this season real quick.
He loses. Who is the Jameson Williams?
And Mechie.
Throws the right exactly.
Both of them.
Yeah, he did, and then he got murked in the championship
against
game.
the greatest
And
defense in the history of college
he
football.
has no receivers this year really, and he has lose to the only teams he's played.
But he lost on the road in overtime to Tennessee and LSU, two of the best teams in the country.
He scored 9 points against Auburn. This guy's terrible. He's 5'7".
You can't say terrible. You can't say terrible.
He's 5'7". He's going to stink. This
all right.
QB room's a dark hole. Mac Jones sucks too. He's first round pick.
I was never big on Mac.
There's no university you can name that consistently produces NFL quality quarterbacks. Alabama, actually, if you look at the past couple of years, like look at the past decade, Alabama's done better than basically any school in the country. So I don't want to hear it. The only competition is Lincoln Riley or North Dakota State. Those are the only two schools that have had multiple starters in the NFL.
I'm imagining if people watching this clip right now are flaming you in the comments. I have to imagine that at the moment.
Good, let them.
First, I'll say
some people just scout uniforms.
Bryce Young is Tua 2.0. He's a small quarterback who's going to be hurt.
Okay, I'm fine with you being concerned about the injuries, but I think he's a very good quarterback. He's very good.
Tua also had an injury list a mile long in college compared to Bryce Young, who's missed one game with a minor injury.
Bryce Young couldn't even go to the playoff when he had nobody to throw to.
It was two of the best teams in college football he lost to. Okay, for anyone who...
A.J. McCarron won the championship.
Yeah, with one of the best...
A.J. McCarron went in the 5th round. No one thought he was that good.
Great defense.
I thought he was better than Bryce Young.
Different era of college football.
He's better than
You think A.J. McCarron is going to have a better career than Bryce Young?
I'd take Cam Ryan.
Let's get you on the record. Okay. Then you just don't have to listen to this guy. This guy has no idea what he's talking about.
I watch college football. I don't think Bryce Young's that good.
Okay. For anyone who wasn't sure what Ziggy was talking about there with 11 personnel, that's when you have 1 running back, 1 tight end, and 3 wide receivers on the field, just to clarify. So Reich used that 65% of the time with Indianapolis. As Ziggy said, the Rams used that 87% of the time. That's what Bryce Young ran. Let me find the number here. I think it was 84% of the time. 84% of his dropbacks last year came out of 11 personnel over the past 2 seasons at Alabama. So, yeah.
Nick Saban loves it.
Yeah, he should be very comfortable in this Panthers offense. We'll see what happens. I look at the Panthers' schedule this year. The NFC North and AFC South. Obviously, you have a juggernaut in the Vikings in the NFC North.
They'll be 4-12 with that guy.
You have the juggernaut in our Vikings in the NFC North. But other than that, Detroit should be okay. Chicago, Green Bay, weaker. The AFC South.
Don't hit on Detroit. They'll come after you.
Dude, I can't. The Lions are going to stink. The AFC North.
The Lions fans have been after us so hard in the comments on our videos. It's getting out of control.
They hate us.
I say over under 2.5 weeks before Bryce Young gets blown up. And
I tried to defend Detroit. But anyway, they have the NFC North and the AFC South. Best division you could play in the AFC. And then in the NFC, of course, they also have their own division. So I'm just saying, keep an eye on Carolina. The defense could be in the top half of defenses in the league. If Bryce is able to be all that I believe he can, you're looking at a division that's wide open. The Saints are the best team in the division right now. But Tampa Bay, Atlanta, there's still question marks in New Orleans. Derek Carr is good, but I don't think he automatically makes the Saints win. So we'll see. Pay attention to the Carolina Panthers.
I have a quick question. Who's going to score for the Panthers?
Not Bryce Young.
That is a pretty good question. Adam Thielen.
We saw a lot of teams last year. All they had to do was score more than 20 points.
No, that's the big concern is what weapons does he have at the moment?
He lost to LSU, right?
Right. Go ahead, Ziggy.
Look, all I'm saying is people are talking about Derek Carr to the Saints being a huge deal. I'm just saying the Saints beat the Raiders 24-0 last year. The Raiders didn't get a first down until the second half, and they decide Derek Carr is the answer after absolutely obliterating him. So who knows what this guy's going to do in New Orleans?
Derek Carr just catch
the division's wide open.
It is. Look, you gotta say the Panthers probably don't make the playoffs this year. No, or don't win the division. They're rebuilding. They're in a rebuilding process. But I'm just saying, keep an eye on it. That NFC South, anything could happen.